I would just say to my Republican colleagues, can we move forward without President Trump? The answer is no. I've always liked Liz Cheney, but she's made a determination that the Republican Party can't grow with President Trump. I've determined we can't grow without him.
Hi again, everyone. It's 5 o'clock in the East. Trump's basket must be overflowing with eggs because the current Republican Party is putting all of theirs in it. Here's why this story matters. It is the mothership of every anti-democratic movement in this country right now. It undergirds an assault on truth. It robs every elected Republican not just of their souls and their capacity for remorse, but also of their memories. They can forget not just 1/6, but also 9/11 and the lessons about violent extremism. After 9/11, the Republican Party sought to prevent future attacks with aggressive counterterror policies. After 1/6, the Republican Party is seeking to deny the attack with aggressive actions against Republicans in their own ranks who tell the truth about it. The assault on democracy is a coast-to-coast operation, which also intersects with the domestic extremism warning that specifically quotes a danger to our homeland from people who believe the big lie. Case in point, in Arizona, an absurd audit is underway that now includes examining ballots for bamboo and using UV light to check for fraud. Washington Post reporting on a battle brewing between state and federal authorities over the legality of the audit. Arizona's Democratic Secretary of State, Katie Hobbs, on this network earlier, voicing her concerns about its long-term impact.
What this is doing is just continuing to undermine people's confidence in the integrity of our elections, and that is dangerous for our democracy. And that, I think, really is the end game here that they want to accomplish.
A frightening thought, as we're already seeing Trump's big lie weaponized across the country, disguised in the passage of election integrity bills, which would actually make it harder for people to exercise their right to vote. Florida's new restrictive law, which was just passed yesterday, is already facing lawsuits which claim it will result in the illegal discrimination of minority voters. The Texas House last night advancing a bill after hours of questioning and amendments from Democrats that would empower partisan poll watchers and enhance criminal penalties. Ohio just entered itself into the voter suppression game, introducing a bill that, among other things, would cut down on early voting and shorten the time to request mail-in ballots. The infiltration of Trumpism no clearer than right in Washington, D.C., where Liz Cheney seems all but guaranteed to lose her leadership position to Trump acolyte Elise Stefanik, who just yesterday was spouting the big lie in interviews and praising Arizona's bizarro audit. And the former guy's takeover is happening on a more local level as well. Axios reports, quote, Republican officials are rendering an unequivocal verdict. They want to cement former President Trump's politics and policies into the foundation of the GOP for many years to come. State-level Republican leaders are often more Trumpian than national leaders, and in many cases will control redistricting. But the GOP's decision to go all in on Trump could prove to be a risky bet. Republicans are now warning against their usual allies, big business, as they pursue more laws to restrict voting. Pollster Frank Luntz said Trump's lies could cost Republicans a majority in the House, and the conservative Wall Street Journal editorial board warned to not refight 2020 in 2022. Trumpism invading every cell of the GOP and threatening democracy is where we start this hour with some of our favorite reporters in France. Washington Post contributing columnist and MSNBC contributor, former Congresswoman Donna Edwards is here. Also joining us, Mark Leibovich, New York Times chief national correspondent and an MSNBC contributor, and Kurt Bardell is here, former spokesman for the House Oversight Committee and contributing columnist to NBC News Think, and the Los Angeles Times is here. Donna Edwards, I think that after Trump lost, I shared in this intense appetite to never talk about him again. And I really believed that Lindsey Graham and Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell and Liz Cheney would still be wacky, still be wrong, still be out of step perhaps with the country, but would maybe snap back to some pre-Trump Republicanism. The opposite has happened. And the party now doesn't just represent this really extreme version of maybe a shadow or a shell of what we think of when we think of the Republicans. It represents a threat to the country, a threat to democracy, ignoring the root cause of domestic violent extremism, passing voter suppression laws. They're also flirting with anti-protest laws. What does our system do to sort of contain the damage that they can do?
You know, Nicole, I'm with you. I believed that once Donald Trump was no longer president, that there would be some right sizing of the Republican Party, and I could not have been more wrong. What it is that the Republican part of the Republican Party that still exists can do, I'm not really sure. Donald Trump owns this party. It is his party in Congress. It is his party among Republicans in the country. And I think until there's another election cycle or two and potentially losses, and I'm not sure that those will necessarily occur, I don't think that there is any changing of the Republican Party. Even having lost the House, the Senate, and the White House, that was not enough medicine to get rid of Donald Trump, and to have gone through an insurrection. That was not enough medicine to get rid of Donald Trump. So this is the Republican Party, I think, that we are going to have to live with, contend with, and deal with in the near-term future.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.